out our home that we own in Arizona, we are going to be taking this new adventure of showing you guys rental-friendly DIYs. Now, you might have seen in our home tour video, either it came out or it's coming out, I don't know, you're just gonna have to subscribe to the channel to find out. There are some beautiful qualities about this apartment, one of which is the natural light. We love the natural light. That said, I do love to cook, and this kitchen is not a very friendly kitchen, both aesthetically and functionally. So in today's video, we are going to be tackling a makeover that is going to make this kitchen a more usable space and a more beautiful space for under $500. Fingers crossed. Without further ado, let's see what we can do. So I'm hoping in this video we not only show you how we transform our space, but hopefully you can take away tips and tricks so that you can apply it to your space. One of the first things we do is we assess what we're working with, right? We are renting. Now, I can't stress this enough. Not all things on the internet they say renter friendly are indeed renter friendly. Make sure to communicate with your landlord to see if you can paint, if you can, you know, just be open and honest when you are talking about somebody else's property. We are not going to be painting these cabinets. They're beautiful wood, though they might be kind of outdated. We can work with that. We don't always have to fight against the space that we're in. Another pro is that these cabinets go to the ceiling. Oh, love that. Don't you hate when there's kind of like that awkward little, we don't have to deal with that. So that is a real positive of this kitchen. Some cons. We've got a lot of empty space here, but we can turn that into a positive by utilizing this space in creative ways. Remember, abide by your lease and talk to your landlord. Be sure to be respectful of other people's property. Along the theme of working with what you've got, we are not going to be touching these cabinets. However, we are going to be adorning them with a little bit better jewelry. So we're going to take these builder grade nickel things and lean into the vintage era design of this house. Now, I got these guys for free. My auntie actually tried these out in her own home and they didn't work for her, so I snagged them. So free 99. I think on Amazon you could pick these up for about 20 bucks. Another great thing about switching out the knobs is this is actually what's called a touch point in your kitchen. So it is where you are physically interacting with your space. So switching out the hardware for something a little bit more luxurious makes the entire space feel that much more luxurious.
While I actually kind of like the pink tile that we have going on, if you know us and you've seen any of our previous work, which you should have, you know that we love peel and stick tiles. It should feel a lot nicer on the feet and be a lot safer as well.
So we do have dogs, which means a lot of dog hair. So we're just going in with a wet rack and a dry rack. We are going to sweep, polish, dry. And then we're just gonna follow the tiles that already exist.
As you can see, we are almost completely done with the peel and stick tile. Now, it was pretty smooth going. Sometimes when you're doing a corner or a jamb, it can get pretty tricky with the cut that you need to do. Don't get discouraged because it's actually pretty simple. All I did was I just put the paper down on the floor underneath the jamb here and roughly traced out the shape that it needed to be. And now I can take my piece of paper over to the tile and cut out this shape. And since we did all of the practice cutting on a piece of paper, it means that we are not wasting any tiles. So this fresh piece here is ready to go down. There we go. The kitchen floors are finally done, which means that it's time to get on to the fun part of the project, which is design. Now, we did want to keep the budget to a minimum, so we are going to use items that we already have lying around the house, and we're going to try and shop as little as possible. So, to go over everything that we have, Hannah will take on over from here.
I am loving how the floors turned out. So we're working with a blank canvas. Now that we have these floors in, it has really elevated the space. And the first thing I notice is this big, beautiful window letting in a lot of natural light. But usually with windows, you want some sort of shade to kind of temper down and adorn the square that is a window, essentially. I did have an idea, and that idea is a living plant wall. So I have actually did a reel on this, so if you like short form content, head on over to Make It Modern on Instagram. That's my shameless plug. Let's get into decorating. The first thing I noticed after the gaping window and the touch points is these beauties. I can't cover that up because we kind of need this for the disposal. Why there's a light there, I don't know. We're just gonna have to live with it, but we can cover this one up. So we found some plates from the thrift store. Plate number 1, this one we've actually had in our possession, but we did get it from a thrift store about 4 years ago. And plate number 2, all in all, I would say this is $4. And then I just imagine, like, as time goes on, we can maybe even creep up and do plates all around it. I just had that thought, and I like where this is going, but this is all we have for now. This area feels very white, okay? So I wanted to put something here, but I didn't really want anything three-dimensional because you're gonna bump into it when you're cooking, right? I also didn't want anything particularly special because grease is going to splatter on it. What I did is I just went ahead and I painted this little sardine poster. This is actually inspired from a trip that we took to Greece where we got engaged, so yeah, I mean, it is what it is. And I got a cheap frame from IKEA. I think overall it was about 15 bucks. And I think that really breaks up the white space, and I'm not gonna run into it, you know? Again, we have lovely covers with chrome. I guess we could probably replace those, but I'm kind of lazy. So we are going to do this. Now, it does not cover the whole thing, but it covers a good portion of it. And this is a beautiful cutting board that we got from Olive and Coco. It was a gift for our wedding, and it has our initials down there. The other thing I really like about this in particular is if I need extra counter space, I can put it over the sink, and we have that much more counter space. Win-win. While this is an excellent space for hide and seek, we're not doing that so often, so let's make use of this wasted space right here. I did find on Amazon a cart that is the perfect size for in between there. And up top, I keep all of our fresh vegetables that you would normally keep out on the counter, salt and pepper, just some miscellaneous rolling pins and hot pads, and then down at the bottom is going to be our books. Along the lines of being intentional with what you're decorating your space with, we have like a whopping foot here. So let's only decorate with the things that are absolutely necessary. Olive oil, salt and pepper, and there's nothing wrong with being a little fantastical about their everyday things such as salt and pepper. So this is actually, I've inherited this from a family member. It is from Tunisia, and it is a pepper grinder. And this was actually meant for the bathroom, but this is where we keep our flaky salt, and I think it is just a beautiful little piece, and it fits so nicely next to that pepper. I also have my very cute and functional garlic mincer that my best friend made for me for my wedding. I will link her below. She does have her own pottery site, so go show her some love. I love this. I love this, and it fits perfectly on top of my current pepper situation.
Okay. Hold on. One. Okay.
Another thrift find. This is controversial, but this has words on it, but I feel like it's okay because it's handmade. And on the back of it, it does say Marie, which is my aunt, and I love her so much. Look how cute that is. Last thing, I highly recommend having some station for you to keep your rings in your kitchen. Constantly, I am washing dishes and just banging up my rings, so this little guy just lets me put them there, and then 99% of the time, that's where my ring is. Keeps it safe from falling down the drain, and I just love it. It's so convenient. Remember that empty space? Well, there is always space for wine if you try hard enough. So this is where we put our wine rack. It's a little cutting board on there to prop it up, but yeah, that's where we store our wine. And there you have it. This is our kitchen makeover on a budget. Overall, we definitely stayed under $500. I'd say that this cost us about $300 because we used a lot of the stuff that we already had, and the floor tiling cost about 150 bucks. So maybe even less than that. And I know that it's not your perfectly aesthetic kitchen, but it looks a hell of a lot better on a budget. We made it our own. We made it work for us, and I love it. Couldn't be happier. And that is all we have for you guys today. Thank you so much for staying tuned with us in our new series of renter-friendly DIYs. If you like this sort of stuff, Be sure to hit the subscribe and the notification bell so that you get notifications every time we post a new video. And if you like our videos, check out this one here. It's our latest video, or YouTube thinks you'll like this one, and we do too. We'll see you guys next time.